Hey everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan, here with another memory planning video. So there you see my spread for Monday, March 19th through to March 25th, where I went all floral and springy. So for this week, Monday, March 26th, which was my birthday, to Sunday, April 1st, which is Easter, I have so many pictures for this week that I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be using... trying to use some stickers from the seasonal sticker books, but I'm also going to do something a little different and maybe try and make like a page with just the Easter pictures or just my birthday pictures and place it in the middle so that I have a scrapbooking and a whole memory planner spread all in one. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take these out of the discs. Just always easier to plan that way. Make sure that it's in line. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I do in all of my spreads for memory planning is just lay out my pictures. And this week, because I have so many pictures, I feel like it might be a little bit tougher trying to choose which ones I'm going to place on the day and then which ones I'm going to use in the scrapbooking page that I'm going to place in the middle. And it was quite the big week for events, actually. I mean, I had my birthday on the Monday. It was the first day of spring break, and then we had Easter on the Sunday. So I wanted to be able to use all the pictures, but then I also didn't want to crowd the overall spread. So I've chosen which pictures I want to keep in the spread, and then which pictures I'm going to use in the scrapbooking page that I will do in the middle. And what I decided that I wanted to do with this spread was do a little bit of a spring theme, but also go with some Easter things. And I placed that full box in the corner to try and cover up some of the florals of the Daydreamer. And then I placed another box down there, but what I realized is once I put the pictures over it, nobody's going to see that second box. I still struggle with decorating the classic Daydreamer as a memory planner, because it is slightly different than, you know, a classic vertical or a big vertical happy planner in terms of the way to decorate with pictures and still be able to write. But I think I'm still trying to find my way around that. So that first picture on Monday, Monday was my birthday, so my daughter and I actually went to a movie while my husband was at work and my son was at day home, and we got to see the movie Wonder, and it was so nice to just have time, just the two of us. And then on Tuesday, that's a picture of crafts that my son has done. And Wednesday, that's a little coffee date that the two kids and I went on before we went to my son's play group. And I love being able to take pictures of little moments like that in the day. The pictures don't have to necessarily be of a big event. You know, taking pictures on Thursday of my son that he came home with this balloon animal in the shape of a rabbit for their Easter party that they had at day home. So on Thursday, I tried to be slightly more creative with the placement of the pictures. I placed a floral full box and then placed one of the mini Happy Planner full boxes on top of that to create a little bit of a cluster, and then it still leaves me with writing room. And then over Monday, I wanted that happiness sticker, and then I wanted to create another cluster with the Live Life Happy. And then I found this Today sticker in the mini Happy Planner, and I wanted to be able to highlight that it was my birthday that day. And then place a sticker on top. Love that cluster. So now moving on to the Friday, Saturday, Sunday side of the spread, and Friday was Good Friday, so I wanted to notate that somehow because every year my family and I go for fish and chips at the same restaurant, and there's always a picture of the food, but this year there's a cute picture of my mom and my son having a selfie. Really cute. And I've been using a glue stick for my memory planner to paste things down. I really need to invest in another glue gun. It's not a glue gun, but the repositionable glue tape. Need to go and buy some at Michael's. Will do soon. But right now, actually, sticking them down with those circle stickers works really well. And then that big label for church, because Good Friday is one of the longest masses of the year, and also one of the most important. I take one of these labels and I didn't like the placement. It kind of just looked like a white piece of paper just placed on top of the stickers. So I decided to cluster that with this little flag sticker just so it stood out a little bit more. Because on Saturday, my husband and I went to another friend's house for a housewarming slash little birthday celebration for myself. And that was a picture of us around the table playing the Exploding Cat card game. And then on Sunday, since I had so many pictures, I wanted to just choose a couple that I wanted to place on the spread, like my daughter eating ice cream, my son and my dad, and then my son and me. And I thought that was a good combination of the pictures there. It was really cute. My son loves my dad. He loves his grandpa, and just didn't want to let go of my dad after Mass. And then decorating with a few of the Easter stickers. I realized as I'm doing the voiceover, I didn't actually put down a bunny sticker. After all of that, I didn't even put down a sticker of a bunny. Good grief. I think I was so focused on getting some Eastery stickers that I missed the whole page that had all of the bunnies on it. Oh well. So now I'm going to go ahead and write in my journal entries, and I do practice some of my hand lettering in my spreads as well. I'm finishing up here with the Happy Easter, and there is the completed spread. I love the look of that. So what I'm going to do now is do the middle page, and I'm going to measure out how tall the classic Happy Planner is, and I'm using actually a piece of watercolor paper. The reason I decided to go with watercolor paper is because I didn't want all of the glue from all the papers that I'd be using to bend the paper in a weird way, so I thought I would try watercolor paper and see if this would work better. I may try something else in the future. So these papers and this digital kit are all from Tracy Reed Designs. I will link her shop down in the comments or in the description below. I am now part of her design team. So one of my projects was to create something from her Caroline kit, and this kit is absolutely beautiful. It comes with a bunch of different papers, a whole bunch of journaling cards, and a sticker set as well. Now the only thing is I don't have a silhouette cutter or a Cricut or anything, so all of those tiny little pieces, even that banner, I had to cut myself. But you know what? I've discovered a love for cutting things out by hand, and those hearts I also cut by hand. And this for me was a challenge, but also a really exciting one, because one of the things that used to turn me off from scrapbooking was it just felt so overwhelming. But being able to do this with just one page or even 2 pages and only taking a couple of photos to highlight the event, it made it really exciting for me. So that's the movie stub from the movie that my daughter and I went to on my birthday. And I wanted to highlight that, so I backed it with one of the green papers in the kit. And part of scrapbooking is really just laying down the elements and playing around with where you want them to go. There were 2 pictures that I wanted to feature. One was of what my husband and kids got me, and then one of me drinking out of the unicorn wine cup holder. Me spreading the glue stick around because I really didn't want to ruin the paper, so I thought it was easier for me to glue down on the paper rather than the actual, I guess, die cut. I had printed these all on my 28-pound paper. It's my Hammermill Color Copy Digital 28-pound paper, and it's what I used to print my B6 inserts on as well, and it printed really, really well on my inkjet. The colors still turned out beautifully. So now just placing the banner up at the top. And one of the things I do, and what I've noticed in some other planners and process videos as well for scrapbooking, is you really just play around with the placement of the pictures and the die cuts and the different elements until you find a placement that you like, and then just make the commitment and glue things down. And sometimes it's better to just stop and, you know, stop laying things down before it can become too much. So then some of these, they're not really die cuts. I wouldn't call them die cuts because they're not made, they're just printed on the 28-pound paper. But they would have been stickers, but I didn't have sticker paper, so I've just cut them out myself. And what I like to show you guys is that you don't necessarily need to own a silhouette, you don't need to own a Cricut, you don't even have to have sticker paper or special paper. You can use what you have and still create gorgeous spreads with the kit. And part of it is really just playing around with different elements, different heights of the elements, I guess, and different shapes and different colors, and making them all cohesive into one spread. And I know it probably drives you guys nuts where all you see is, try that one, no, I'll try that one, no, I'll try that one. And some of you are probably screaming at me over the video going, no, that one doesn't go there, that one doesn't go there. But you kind of go with what you feel at the moment. And overall, I'm really happy with it. So on to the other side where I'm going to lay down the pictures from Easter. I had chosen 3 different ones, one of us from taken at church, and then 2 of my favorite ones of my kids from that day. And again, you'll see me playing around with the journal cards, different placements of things, and where I was going to place the kids' pictures. And I knew this one was going to be a little bit more symmetrical just because I had used the banner in the previous page, and this one I have a few more pictures as well than the last one. So as you see there, I've decided on a layout, but now it's just a matter of how I was going to decorate it, or if that was the right journaling card that I wanted to put there, and realized that placement is what I wanted, with our picture in the middle and then my kids in the corner. But then I decided I wanted to back the pictures of my kids with some of the nice, the beautiful pattern papers in this kit. So I chose the plaid as well as the floral, just to give a little bit of a contrast to the blue and to the floral and stripes that are already part of the page. Cutting that out with my scissors and just finalizing the placement before I start to glue things down. What you'll notice me do is that I'm placing the main elements down first, and then I'll place the smaller elements like the die cuts or the more decorative things. I love those pictures of my kids, and I love being able to feature it like this. This whole process really hasn't been that intimidating for me because I've been able to break it down into smaller elements, and this kit from Tracy Reed is just gorgeous and so easy to work with. So placing a few of the elements down, and you'll see that some I decide to glue down, while some I use the raised adhesive so that it adds a little bit of volume. And I don't know what it is about scrapbooking spreads, but it's nice to have almost that 3D effect where some of the elements of it just jump out at you or pop out at you. Gives a bit more dimension to the spread. And I'm also trying to mix up the shapes that I'm placing around. I don't want to put all circles up at the top, but I want to mix up the florals. Like for example, that floral, I've placed those 2 elements flat on the page, and then the pink floral with a raised adhesive. And I do the same down at the bottom where I place the heart flat on the page, and then the circle with the quote with a raised adhesive. So playing around with the different elements and different heights of things is really important, I think. But at the end of the day, scrapbooking is about your style and what you like and how you want to commemorate those pictures. And the last thing I'm going to do here is in hand lettering, or with my brush pen, write down Happy Easter. I'm really happy with this overall spread. So what I'm going to do is measure this against the pages of the Happy Planner and just draw in where I'm going to punch the holes. I know that there is a Happy Memory Keeping line out there that has the pages already pre-punched, but I have a classic Happy Planner, so the big planner pages may not necessarily work for me, but I like being able to use different papers and having the option of doing so. So just using my hole punch, I punch out the holes for the discs as well as the slits for the discs. Just as easy as that. And now I'm going to place it back into my spread and look at all of the 4 pages together. I realized I had actually covered a couple of the discs with the stickers. And then the last page, and I am so in love with how that looks. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again and have yourselves a fabulous day.